It's a 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here. Shaq's here. Kenny's here. Welcome.
A terrific evening look at Old Town there. The historic city of Boston is our backdrop tonight. And good Thursday evening to you. 2K Sports presents the NBA. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anth, Brett Barry, and David Aldridge. And tonight, joining us here courtside, 15-time All-Star Kevin Garnett. Kevin, how are you?
I'm good, man. How are you, man?
You look like you could play right now.
I can. Probably not 30 minutes, but I could get out there and do a little something.
Your mind says yes, and maybe the body says
the body's
yes.
like, what are we doing out here? What? That's a whole nother thing.
Looking at Boston, they took a win in their last game against the Nuggets in Denver. And just one look at the score tells you all you need to know. They were dominant in just about every area.
Yeah, terrific performance, really synced on both sides of the ball.
Well, particularly on offense, they mixed things up rather well. They scored on all three levels.
We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. And New York, looking at who they've got. Inside, it's Porzingis and Cantor. Ntilikina out there with Hardaway. And it's Knox in at the three. And Draymond Green picks up the foul. That's his first foul of the game. And Kevin, terrific footwork. So critical for an elite big man to be great. It's like you can't be that big and that good and not have good footwork,
Well,
right?
you know what? Part of being that good is that you have, good footwork.
Yes.
A lot of the counters, a lot of the post work, you're opening up. You having to use the backboard. That's a certain way you got to open up to be able to get that shot off. If you're left-handed, you got to be able to do it both ways. It's very complex, but footwork is a big part of it. You have to have it. It's impeccable, and the ones that don't have it struggle.
No good on the second, so he hits one of two.
And Draymond Green is a great role player on the offensive end on the floor and makes guys around him better because he's willing to make plays and passes. And then he's got that commitment, that tenacity on the defensive end as well.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Terrific anticipation, using the hands. Are you not protecting the basketball in that situation?
And it's the Knicks with the ball after the basket by Boston. And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That is his first foul of the game. And now just over a minute played here in the first. Porzingis can't hit.
Not a lot of defense there. You can't afford to let guys shoot freely from the mid-range. You're not going to miss those all that often.
And it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way.
Yeah, it's just not a good pass. I don't know what he's thinking there. A poor decision.
And Kevin, your time with the Celtics, you had the big three. Big four, even when you consider Rajon Rondo. There had to be a leader. And I know you guys all deferred to Paul because he was there.
This is think about it, though. All shared in different types of leadership. Paul Pierce was a great leader in all that what you possess. I was more vocal, more energetic. Ray was more wise and more of wording and understanding of concept and what we were all there for, and constant reminding, not to say that you didn't have some young ones buck back or whatever. It's part of it. And that whole thing, we're all learning something. We're all adjoining. We're all syncing each other, good and bad. We're learning how to talk through things. Things that, you use in your everyday life. Things that we use in our locker room, we're able to take out of our own and use in our everyday life and communicate better and not be frustrated and let you go and hear your point and then hear it from your side. A lot of good points in what we did, man. Seriously.
Life things, too.
True growth. True growth when you really think about it, True growth.
Amazing.
So clever. He finds different ways to probe inside, and Kyrie with a great finish.
And Cantor throws it down.
And he just leaves the D in the dust and explodes to the basket.
You're right. Maybe a momentum changer right there, huh?
If anything could change the momentum, it's that kind of play. Cloud of smoke has people standing on their feet.
Not a problem when that's your first miss of the game. Strong start.
And KG, you've talked about the players who influenced you. It must help to have that inspiration from other great players.
So I look at trying to find
a compass, a roadmap,
something.
Yeah.
And Chris Webber right away. So I saw high school footage of him.
So interesting.
I saw a tape of him and Big All playing each other in a dark gym in Chicago. And they were just dunking on each other. And it was this classic tape. No, this is a real story. And I resonated with Webber ever since. And, you know, he didn't really shoot a lot of jumpers. He was through. He was powerful. And I mixed it, you know, obviously took pieces of that. And they were able to, you know, obviously put it into my own game. And he was my inspiration.
That's a great story.
Now, see, Webb knows that. I told him that. When I first met Webb, I was starstruck. Him and Michael Jordan and Shaq a little bit, right? Because Shaq was like, holy my God. Shaq.
He's like that house you were
talking
talking
about. The house. Go home, look at the house. It's like looking at Shaq, right? Shaq to Diesel, right? But seriously, I was starstruck, and I was like, holy snap. And then, you know, he scored, and I had to really come out of that really fast. And after that, I think the very next year, I blocked it out and said something. He was like, oh, we talking? Yeah, but since then, we've always had an understanding. We've always went in each other's neck, and we understood what it was. But, yeah, Chris Webber was a huge inspiration to my progression.
Love that story. Yabu Sele, he's checked in for Tatum. And on our side, the reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, thanks, Kevin. I was able to talk with David Fizdale for just a moment. We're looking to break the tie in this season series, and I asked him what he thought the biggest factor would be tonight. He said it always seems to come down to getting a stop. We have to get our hands up and contest shots. And if that doesn't work, our guys in the back have to block those shots. That's one of the ways they win games, Kevin. Back to you.
Thank you, David. Their game plan appears to be putting that defense front and center in this one.
Yeah, and that's where they're going to put their energy early on. They don't want this to become a run-and-gun type of game.
Well, they've got the kind of defense, I think, GA set up so that that doesn't happen. As aggressive as they are at that end, it's very hard to make it a high-scoring game against this team.
We've seen lead change hands quite a bit in this one.
And guys, I think each team knows they can win this game. Just a matter who can catch that momentum.
Abu Sele, the basket good off the assist from Hayward. Hayward's got 3 assists now in this one. And Kevin, you think about all the individual accolades you won, the MVP, the Defensive Player of the Year award. Where does the title NBA champion rank on your personal list?
Being an NBA champion is everything. If I didn't win any of that individual stuff, I would be totally fine with just being an NBA champion.
Now here's Lee. He's coming off a 16-point game against Brooklyn.
A little over-aggressive. He's got to dial it back if he wants to stay on the floor. 2 fouls in the first. Tough to overcome.
Mario Hezonja's checked in for New York. And so he makes both from the line.
Encouraging sign there to see him knock down a free throw.
Horford the pass to Hayward. That one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
And already you're seeing great execution from both teams.
And lots of points early, and the game plans on both sides, at least offensively, working to perfection.
Now here's Lee. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. Here's Burke, and it's sent back by Horford.
Al Horford positioning himself perfectly and swats that shot away.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. The Celtics shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
And I think this is a strength of this team. Solid numbers at the line across the board, 77% collectively.
So both teams changing it up here. And he's good on the second.
Shifty with his speed, incredible ball handling. So hard to guard Kyrie, but so thrilling. Here and watch it all up close.
Now here's Porzingis. This game he had 28 points, and Kent are able to finish.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
And it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way. And it's Porzingis with the ball. He'll bring it up for New York. They trail by 1. Last time they met in New York.
Yeah, and their last time out against this club, turnovers really did them in. Just way too many mistakes.
Yeah, that had to have been #1 priority for the coaching staff coming into this one, limiting those turnovers and making sure they don't beat themselves this time.
And the Celtics with possession here. Following Porzingis' 3, and on the way from Irving for 3. That one misses. His first miss of the game after making his first 3. And there are the Knicks with another bucket.
Like the execution there from Cantor. Usually likes to score, this time with the pass.
Right wing. To end the run. Wanamaker misses. The Knicks leading by 4, and they have certainly been looking locked in offensively.
They sure have, staying aggressive and playing under control.
The Knicks have been perfect so far from the free throw line, 6 for 6. First one falls for him.
And still trying to find his footing in the league. Moutier must show improvement in his shooting moving forward. And trailing here in the early going, too many careless fouls and giving up a lot of trips to the line.
These are his 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. He's on the second. Irving looking for an opening. For 3, Hayward. A shot missing. It's been all about Enes Kanter for the New York Knicks. His work on the glass was outstanding in that quarter. Great rebounding. Right back after this break. Al Horford provided some insight on why he decided to sign.
What put me over the edge.
Playing for a historic franchise like the Boston Celtics, Greg, they've got, of course, the great fan support, great history, something Horford relishes.
A great choice. A team with depth and youth. They have a chance to be good for a long time.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And what stands out to you from New York in this one?
They've gotten to the line with tremendous consistency here through the first period.
Such a great way to silence hostile fans who want the up and down pace that gets them amped up. Instead, everyone's just standing around watching the free throw game.
Here are the 5 New York has to start here in the second. Inside, it's Porzingis and Kenter. Baker out there with Emmanuel Moutier. And it's Hezonja in at the 3 spot. Tatum, he's checked in for the Celtics. And Kevin, you hear rumors. There's been some talk about adding a 4th official to NBA games, but I'd say the replay system kind of is the 4th ref.
It is,
in a way.
and I do not like that, even though because it's a countless bunch of players at home right now that played through the 50s to 60s to 70s and the 80s and
Rolling
the
their
90s.
eyes.
Oh my God, they'll sitting over there flipping over like, oh my God, a rehab replay. I have me a ring right now, so. You know, I have a whole other, discussion with it. I'm almost super old school with it. Although I do enjoy the replay, and it gives me a chance as a fan to root my team. And when my team is on the other end of the replay and they get it right, I root and I go woo. And
when it goes against
I'm
you,
like, they shouldn't have replay. What the? You know what I'm saying? So I'm a super double hypocrite. Yeah. But shout out to Adam Silver. I think he's doing a great job with our league. The league is fun. It's fun watching.
He is, isn't he?
Yeah,
We've had 2 great commissioners back to back. Outside, Green. Back to Tatum. Knicks with the rebound.
And really credit their advantage in the backboard. That's where the lead has been built, and that's why they are in control.
All going up court. Count the bucket coming out. A perfectly placed assist. Tatum's got the first points up on the board here, second quarter for the Celtics. And Kevin, to see you come in straight out of high school into the NBA, you forget that it was so historic because we had not seen a high school player in such a long time.
Right. Yeah, at that time, it was 20 years before anybody had ever thought of the idea. I figured that I had the work ethic and the passion and the appetite for it, and I never looked back. I second-guessed my decision, and when I did second-guess myself, I got in the gym and changed it.
Greatest picks in the history of the draft. Here's Knox. Jason Tatum picking up that last basket. Clock at 6. The offensive rebound, and the shot goes in from Kristaps Porzingis.
Can't go in soft. You got to have intention when you go in there on the glass. And Porzingis wanted to beat everybody to the ball that time.
And off target as he starts the game 0 for 1. Hardaway against Tatum. Fires for 3. And it's going to be a goaltending call here, so they'll count the bucket.
Just barely too late and catches it on the way down. He's already in the air there, committed, so can't fault him for going for the block.
Daniel Tice is checked in for the Celtics. Patrick McCaw comes in for Marcus Morris. Lee's checked in for New York. Burke comes in for Moutier. And Kevin, going back to your title team with the Celtics, do you think you realized at that time how special it was?
If I knew what I knew now, I would have tried to bottle.
I know.
I would have tried to bottle as much as I could. Doc knew it. Doc Rivers knew it.
He did. He did know it. Yes.
Doc Rivers knew it. He knew it day one, and he knew that if we was going to be committed, we had to be the leaders of the commitment. It was going to be hard on the three of us. He was going to be very tough, but it made us who we are and it pushed us to another level.
It was like he was the perfect coach at the perfect time for the perfect threesome, right?
Seriously, man, because a lot of people, go to Phil and his style and how it worked for him, Michael and Scotty and that three with Rodman, and then him transferring and going to L.A., doing that with Kobe and Shaq and making that a dynasty. Doc Rivers had a whole nother style, and it was a Chuck Daly kind of style. It was a bar kind of very, very firm, very physical, but in your face with class. We're going to knock you down. We ain't going to hit you up, and that's what it is.
Yeah.
We're going to share the ball in offense. We're going to move it. We're going to have multiple players. We're going to attack for 48 minutes. Look, this is how we're going to play this game. He had a real style that was similar to some of those Detroit, some of those more tougher teams that you hear. That's the style that we practice with and we play with.
It showed. I mean, they had that just like historically good.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now is massive.
And the three-pointer becoming a bigger and bigger part of the NBA game. Kev, there's little doubt in my mind that had you worked on the three, taken that road, you would have been proficient at the three.
Oh, no, I can shoot threes.
Well, I know you can. I know you can.
I can shoot threes. I just didn't shoot threes. And Doc was like, why don't you shoot the three? And I was just like, we have like 1, 2, 3, 4. We got like 7 3-point shooters on it. The last thing we need. Somebody has to rebound some of this, okay, Doc? Again, get off of me. I want you to shoot the three. I'm like, I'm not shooting three.
But he knew you could. And you know you could.
I knew, but listen, listen, know your strengths. And I always knew my strengths. And when I needed to hit a three, I would have like, oh, you happy? I hit a three, okay? Shoot another one. I'm like, no. I don't know what was wrong with me.
Oh, that's Here's what Boston's going with right now. Al Horford checked in for Draymond Green. Hayward comes in for Patrick McCaw. And it's Kyrie Irving in for Terry Rozier. And here is Burke following the three-pointer by Kyrie Irving. Porzingis feeling it out a bit. Out to Lee. Whistle blows. Yep, that's going to be a travel. And a great time to check out the power ranking. See how the teams are stacking up across the league. You look at Utah. They're gaining on some of the teams above them, trying hard to crack into that top 5.
And I think for the Celtics, they continue to obliterate expectations because they found a way to get the most out of the guys on this roster.
Well, he's seeing everything right now. Fantastic job pulling the trigger when he's open.
And Porzingis gets it to go on the assist by Burke. And 11 points for Porzingis.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
KG, I wanted to give you a special thanks for joining us, helping us with the call tonight. You always have a seat at this table to broadcast every our games.
Oh, man, thank you, man. I appreciate you letting me come through, man. It was an honor, seriously.
We'll do it again soon.
Let me know, man.
That's KG. That's the great Kevin Garnett.
My dog.
I'll tell you, Brent, when it comes to exuding a youthful energy, KG is one of those timeless personalities. He's so great to have him with us.
There's really nothing you could do to hold Kevin Garnett back. And I remember as a rookie, we came in the same year, Kevin. KG would be out there warming up, sweating, getting ready for a game. That didn't change over the course of 20-plus years in the NBA.
Cantor checked in for the Knicks. Hezonja comes in for Burke. For 3, Hayward. That shot missing. The Knicks go the other way with it. They've led by as many as 14 points. And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That will get him his 4th foul of the game. Due to the bonus, we'll head to the line for 2. The Knicks have been getting it done at the line, 10 for 12.
Look at the New York Knicks, desperate to compete again and get themselves back into playoffs. Remember, 1973, their last championship year. With the likes of Willis Reed, Walt Frazier, Earl the Pearl Monroe. Maybe they could use a couple of those guys now.
Tries it from the top of the key. Up again. And Cantor able to finish. Cantor's got 12 in a game.
Well, the defense looking at him like a Rubik's Cube. They cannot figure him out. He continues to light him up from the field. More importantly, they're winning.
And they may be leaning a little too heavily on the three-pointer when there are better looks to be had inside.
Here's Ntilikina. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Pass Tanner. Over Horford. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Well, poison apple scenario there. Cantor with the polished up. If you bite, you lose.
And Cantor drops them both. It'll count. And that shot's up in time, but doesn't go in.
Got to give credit to the D there by Moutier. He did his best there to make sure that that shot was extremely difficult.
And so it's the New York Knicks with a 14-point lead as we bring the quarter to a close. They've been put on a clinic in the paint. Shots are falling with regularity, and they are pounding it down low. We come back right at this.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
After one half of play, it's been a one-sided win as Cantor had no problems getting going. He had 14 points, 10 rebounds, and 1 assist. Taking a look at the Knicks, Kenny, what'd you think?
Well, the best part of their performance has been their offensive rebounding. So often it's overlooked, but you get 2 quality shots because of your effort. That is the difference in the game. I love the way they're battling and getting all those backs. They keep that up, game over.
And Shaq, what are your thoughts on Boston?
That was very undisciplined half of basketball they just played. You can see the points they gave up at the free throw line. Listen, I don't mind the aggressive attitude, but they took it too far with all the silly, crazy fouls.
That's all for now. Say goodbye to the folks.
And we return. We get a look at the Boston skyline. Those drone cameras are really something. And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatened to be. It's been a clinic so far from Enes Kanter.
And how about that? Already through 2 quarters and some change. He's got a double-double.
Well, it's an impressive performance thus far, but it goes beyond just his ability right now. He's just simply outworking the opponent.
Draymond Green is out there with Horford, and it's Hayward. Then there's Terry Rozier, and it's McCall in at the 2. That's the group for Brad Stevens getting going here in the second half.
Well, the D did their job there. Excellent contest to alter the close ranger.
Here, Ntilikina. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Green with the block.
Wow, gritty defense from Draymond, showing how tough it is, and great timing on the rejection.
And Horford, here we go, and he gets it to go. Horford's got the first field goal of the second half for the Celtics. Brent, we're seeing a number of superstars sign shorter contracts with early opt-outs. Why have we seen that trend?
Well, I think in some of those cases, the players are knowing that the opportunity for a larger cap in the successive years, they want the opportunity to maximize their earning potential. So seeing a Kevin Durant or a LeBron James sign a 1-year deal or a 1+1, it gives them the opportunity to cash in a year later for the type of contract that they deserve, the maximum contract allowed.
Can't leave anyone uncovered around Ntilikina. He is so adept at exploiting situations like that.
Time called here. The Celtics tried to talk it over. And last season, LeBron said that the Knicks made a mistake passing on Dennis Smith Jr. in the draft. Of course, they took Frank Ntilikina out of France.
Yeah, a little shade thrown Ntilikina's way last season. Of course, he's one of the youngest players in that draft, and so plenty of time for this young man to fulfill his potential.
Hardaway finds Porzingis. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And we'll examine here how the distribution has been between three-pointers and two-pointers tonight for the Celtics. On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe.
And he's been terrific, guys. I mean, percentage right around 86%, so no doubt he's pleased with that. Kristaps Porzingis, standing 7'3". He's played power forward early in his NBA career, but with that high future, it could be at the center position.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, the league has unveiled a 5-point plan to improve player-referee relations. Things became heated last season with a lot of star players ejected for arguing with officials. The emphasis on respect and clear standards of conduct on both sides can only help. Kevin?
Very good point, David. Completely agree. Thanks. The Knicks making a switch here. Burks is checked in, and Hardaway gets it to go.
He's got some growing confidence right now in the catch-and-shoot game, Hardaway Jr. He feels like he could score from anywhere.
And with Porzingis having the ACL tear, Greg, maybe losing some of his lateral quickness, perhaps accelerating his move to the 5.
I'm part of his rehab was hitting the weights and just adding strength. I think, if anything, his offensive skill set, though, even more impactful at the 5.
Well, I don't know how to say show in Turkish, but Cantor's putting one on right here.
For 3, Hayward gets it to go from beyond the arc. Hayward's got his 3rd basket tonight.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Pass to McCaw. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. McCaw's got his first points of the game.
That's a great pass from Draymond Green. Just understands where his guys are going to be.
Ntilikina kick Porzingis. New York keeps it going, a new 24-second clock. The shot's good from Cantor.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring, and this one couldn't have been any easier.
Well, on the defensive end, this is a joke. The lack of awareness is exactly why this team is so far behind.
Well, you love the fearless, aggressive attitude. Doesn't let size matter.
But he also has that innate ability to just create enough separation. It's a nice move.
Boston making some changes. Morris is checked in for Horford. Tatum comes in for Gordon Hayward. And it's Kyrie Irving in for Terry Rozier. Then for the Knicks, Hezonja, he's checked in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's Lee in for Ntilikina. Now here's Porzingis. 18 points for him. Pulls from the top of the key. The offensive rebound, and that one drops. Cantor's got 20 points.
Like when his motor is running and he's playing with high levels of energy, Cantor is a monster on the offense glass.
The shot's good from Irving.
Yeah, the onslaught continues. He's unstoppable now for a couple of nights.
Well, a tip of the cap to the coaching staff here. They're recognizing how well he's playing, so the game plan has been built around him.
Here's Burke. It's good on range. Burke's got his 2nd bucket of the night.
Pretty unselfish play there. Porzingis finding the open man, and he's more and more comfortable and more aware of everything going on around him.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Here's Hezonja following the basket by Draymond Green. Out to Porzingis. That's in, and he's 7 for 12 now in the game.
They're going to take a little bit more to get Porzingis off of his sweet spot in his offensive game now.
And Green slams it in.
Oh, up high and down hard with that one-hander.
He got a little extra forceful. You're right with that one. Here's Burke. 2 points. That one goes. Burke's got 7 points in the game. 59 seconds left in the 3rd. Morris. And Morris throws it down.
And Kyrie doing a good job just setting everybody up, making sure there's a great pace, tempo to each possession offensively.
The Knicks leading by 14. Hezonja, the pass to Lee. Cantor inside, guarded by Green. And Lee with the stuff.
Yeah, just solid work on the back end of that play.
Yep, you're right. Finish hard with 2 hands on that stuff. Porzingis with the block.
Great anticipation there. Porzingis in the right spot and throws that one away.
The Celtics making a switch here. Baines is checked in. And then for New York, Knox, he's checked in for Cantor. Ron Baker comes in for Lee. And Emmanuel Mudiay subbed in for Trey Burke.
And the effort and anticipation on defense won't show up in the individual stat sheet, but effective.
Yeah, he takes a nice angle on it. He doesn't get the block, but he does get the alter.
Morris finds Baines. Irving from long range. Rebounded by Knox. And the foul called on Marcus Morris. That's foul number 2 for him.
That's his second personal.
Here's Porzingis. Hits the jumper in space. Porzingis has got 11 in the second half.
The horn on the unicorn is sharp tonight.
And so it's the New York Knicks with an 18-point lead as the quarter comes to a close. The scoring has been tremendous, and they're shooting lights out with very high accuracy. Right back after this break. Now let's listen into the huddle of Brad Stevens.
Until we start defending with any purpose.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Celtics trail by 18, setting the floor for the Knicks. They've got Porzingis, Hazonia out there with Knox. Then there's Emmanuel Mudiay, and it's Baker at the 2. Out to Porzingis. Inside. It's deflected. And a wide open look for Irving. Drops one in from the wing. Irving's got the fourth quarter going with first basket of the period here for Boston. The wide open look here for Porzingis. And again, New York with the triple.
The D has done a very poor job at contesting him from outside, guys. He's tearing into them right now, and they cannot stop him.
Irving from long range. Connects from three-point range. Irving's got 20 points.
You would think a coach might have talked to his defense about making the adjustment on him, but right now, he's just lighting him up.
Tipped away. And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That will be foul number 5 on him. Some chase for Boston. Al Horford, he's checked in for Marcus Morris. Hayward comes in for Tatum. And Terry Rozier subbed in for McCall. And the Knicks making a change here as well. Hardaway's check in. Celtics trail by 16. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Irving.
Some turnovers necessary. That one, not so much.
New York's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Mudiay with the ball. He's picked up by Irving. Passes it to Hardaway. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll do 2 free throws.
And Tim Hardaway Jr. came into the league as an athlete and a shooter and a good player out in transition on the run. And he really improved his game under Mike Budenholzer in Atlanta. I think he really learned how to work more efficiently, and that helped him out. He's improved his game a little bit each year, and not too long ago signed a big free agent contract to stay in New York.
Dennis Cantor's checked in for Ron Baker. For Boston, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Green, no. And it's Porzingis with the ball. He'll bring it up for New York. That'll be the second of this 2-game road trip. And it's the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. You love a good mid-range game. We don't see it that much, but I know you have a couple guys I think have a pretty strong mid-range game.
You know, Chris Paul still has dominated the mid-range. Kevin, it was interesting because him joining the Houston Rockets, who it's all about threes and layups. Daryl Morey, I think, recognized with somebody that can come off the pick and roll and make those kind of plays happen, not only at the rim for Capella, but shoot it himself. So Chris Paul still dominates in the mid-range. Kawhi Leonard has shown some skills at the mid, even though last year, obviously just 9 games, he's still a dangerous weapon. It'll be interesting to see if that's still part of his arsenal for this season. And then C.J. McCollum has been one of the best mid-range scorers in the league for the Portland Trail Blazers over the past couple of seasons.
The Celtics taking a switch here. McCaw's checked in. Deflects the pass. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Knicks will retain possession.
Playing with lots of energy here, trying to cause turnover.
Yeah, even though he doesn't come up with a steal, that kind of deflection will disrupt the rhythm of this offensive position.
And the shot goes in from Kristaps Porzingis.
Yeah, this is where Porzingis can do the most damage. 7'3". He's got the height. He's going to shoot over just about anybody in the league.
The Knicks leading by 22. Here's Cantor. He's still up. Now he is 9 of 10.
Still attacking. Built on this lead coming down the stretch.
Well, tonight his pinpoint accuracy has been impressive.
Hardaway, no good.
The human aspect of basketball. You cannot fault the shot selection. He had a clean look. You just can't make them all.
Now the Knicks with it. They're on an 11-3 run. And the basket by Knox.
And certainly they are not hesitating, letting it fly from deep here in the second half.
Here's McCaw. Tried to come right back with the three of his own, but it's no good. Hardaway goes in. From down in the low post, it goes.
Yeah, Tim Hardaway Jr. is just a tremendous athlete. He spots a great out to the rim and doesn't settle.
Yeah, momentum right now is against them. They're just going to have to figure out a way to ride this one out.
Got to be some consideration here for a different rotation because the matchups right now just not favorable.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Boston's gotten some tough luck from three-point range. The fourth quarter, they've hit just 1 of 6 from deep. Ntilikina kicks to Porzingis. They are now showing NBA games in virtual reality. You and I have actually seen some examples of that. They can recreate almost any angle. Have you gotten a headset?
I haven't a headset, Kevin, but I have watched it. You and I have talked about it several times.
Many times.
It's an amazing experience, and it will only get better. But I really think about if I was a kid growing up in Germany or Italy, an opportunity to pull on a pair of goggles and to watch the game greatest players from a seat at half court or the cameras that they set up underneath the goal at either end. What a fantastic way to be developed by the NBA game.
It's a cool view.
It's a very cool view, and it's only going to get better.
Yeah.
The one thing about Porzingis last year that we saw, the departure of Carmelo Anthony, is could you lean on Porzingis to shoulder the offensive load? He was phenomenal in that role last year before the injury. So out on the perimeter, above the rim, finishing off breaks, he's capable.
And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Enes Kanter.
And in terms of his shooting, this has been one of the more accurate performances you'll ever see. I mean, he's been in constant motion, creating a lot of good looks for himself. But still, even when you're wide open, you expect to miss some of the time. That has not been the case here tonight. This guy has made everything.
They increased his role tonight after dropping their last game, and the move paid off. He's been the best player on the court by far, and now they don't have to worry about a losing streak. And talk about Porzingis, what really separates him as a scorer, Brent, is his jump shot.
Well, at 7'3", we always think, man, he should down on the post or have 2 feet in the paint working on his post-up game. That's not what he's about. He's terrific catching and shooting. He can handle the ball enough to take 1 or 2 dribbles to score at the rim. He's really good on the right side of the floor, shooting over the top at the mid-range, and he can overpower defenders. So all of the offensive skills are there.
Now here's Burke. Here's Baker. Softly drops in the footer.
The tenacity, the attention to detail, it's why these guys are in complete control.
Yeah, it seems like they've had it on both ends tonight. Tremendous all-around play from them. Has them up quite a bit here.
Shots good by Baines.
Well-coordinated shot mechanics, especially for a guy with his length.
Yeah, he's certainly able to shoot over the top of people. High percentage look right there from the mid-range.
And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. That's on Joakim Noah.
Shooting for Boston.
No good on the free throw. Well, we know that Dr. James Naismith came up with the idea when he was teaching at the YMCA. But as far as skill development, some feel that maybe in the skill category that the USA has fallen behind a little bit. Do you agree?
I think what the United States is doing on that level between your late grade school years and AAU programs in particular and your high school years, that they're trying to address this issue and get ahead of it a little bit. For years, there was a 10-year or 15-year gap about European players being schooled in institutions where they were basically young professionals from the age of 12 to 14 having school and basketball and being at a facility for just those things specifically. The last few years, there's been a lot of concern with players being more adept and more skilled here in the States. The change is coming.
1:19 left in the fourth quarter of this one. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Aaron Baines. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot two. Robinson hits them both. Well, they're really making a point of keeping the ball moving around.
That's the key. The D can't focus on one player, and no matter what anybody tells you, that ball will always move quicker than the defender.
And Burke with the ball for New York.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Knicks.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And this will be a big win for them. Lucky win number 13 now in the bag.
And they put themselves into the driver's seat in regards to the season series with this team. Tonight's win will give them a 2-1 edge with only one left to play.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Enes Kanter.
Just a force on the glass, did a fantastic job crashing the boards and coming up with seemingly every rebound.
And there's a whistle. That goes on Terry Rozier. That'll be foul number 5 on him, and due to the bonus, we'll be headed to the free throw line. And the second free throw, good. We've got 13 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Burke looking over the floor. So no problem for New York as they get in. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
And that's exactly right. But the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. KP, you guys did a great job contesting shots and disrupting their offense. What did you like best about the defensive effort tonight?
I think from the beginning of the game, we just started off aggressive. We were connected defensively, and that's why we were able to stop them.
You got it done when it counted, Kristaps. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Ken Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. So long.